Good morning students. I am Neeru James, your SST teacher, and in this video I am going to explain you last chapter of your syllabus of political science, outcome of democracy. In previous chapter we have read about political parties, and this is the last chapter of your syllabus that we are going to discuss about the outcome of democracy. So first we need to understand the meaning of outcome. So what is meaning of outcome? Outcome means whether the democracy is successful or failure, that we are going to discuss in this chapter. So first we will understand the meaning of democracy. In previous classes also you have learnt many times that what is democracy, and one definition of Abraham Lincoln, given by Abraham Lincoln, that it is a form of government for the people by the people. That definition you are very used to it. Okay, so now again, if for the revision or for recap, if we will see the meaning of democracy, so it is made by two words, demos and kratia. The meaning of demos is people and kratia means power. It means that the type of government in which power is in the hand of people. Now, country which is run by the people and all the decision taking power are in the hand of people, that country is known as a democratic country. More features of democratic country we will discuss here about it, that which type of country, which type of government will be known as democratic. We have discussed in class 9 also that number of countries were there. Mexico, Zimbabwe was there, Pakistan was there, China was there, and they were stating that they are democratic country. But we discussed in previous class also that whether they were showing all the features of democratic country or not. So here, why democracy is better form of government, that we are going to discuss. So here some features of democracies are explained, are given here. That one thing is there, that it promote the equality among people. It means that democratic government safeguard the interest of people. All the people are equal in the eyes of law when there is a democratic government in any country. Okay, there is no discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, sex, gender, race, or any other basis. So one thing is that one feature of democracy is that it promotes the equality among people. Second thing is that associate with this only, that it enhance the dignity of individual. Dignity means respect, सम्मान जिसको हम बोलते हैं. So always democracy always give all the people equal freedoms and equal rights. So people will not feel that they are discriminated on any basis. Then third feature is that it improves the quality of decision making. Whenever decisions are taken in the democratic government, there is a procedure which is followed by democratic country, and this we will discuss, understand in the coming section of the chapter, that how it is taking decision. So the decision taking process of democratic country is always based on negotiation as well as discussion. Though it is taking long time, but it is having more possible chances to take the more accepted decisions, more correct decisions. Okay, then second thing, another fourth feature of democracy is that it provide a method to resolve conflict. Whenever there are conflict between people, or between people and government, or between central government or state government, or between two governments, or between some other kind of group of people, whenever conflicts are there, democratic government always trying to resolve these conflict with the procedure, with the negotiation, with the deliberation, etc. Plus, whenever mistakes are done by democratic government, there is always 100% chance to correct those mistakes. Means it allows room to correct the mistakes which are taken, sometimes taken wrong decisions. Okay, so these are the some features of democratic government which are making it better than the other government. Okay, now more features if we will discuss. Before that, I would like to tell you some differences between democratic and non-democratic government, or I can explain you that when we are discussing the outcome of democracy, so whether it is successful or failure, that conclusion will come later. But now I can tell you that in the comparison, monarchy government or dictator government or military government we can keep one side, and another side we will keep democratic government, or we can keep it like this, that one side non-democratic government and one side democratic government. So always it is proved by democratic government that it is a better government. But there are some positive points also of non-democratic government, is that it take all the decisions, and whatever decisions are taken by these governments, they have to followed by people, and if there any opposition, these oppositions are crushed by the dictator or military government. But these governments are bringing more stability, and long term power sharing is there, power enjoying is there. Okay, means whenever the dictators are having power, they are having power for long term, and there is no chances of periodic election when dictator or military government is there. So the expenditure which is done on election or at the time of election, that money can be used for the development work for the nation, that money can be used in welfare of the nation. And these democratic non-democratic governments are taking quick decisions, so at the time of emergencies they are proving themselves more better than democratic government. But still people believe that democratic government is much better than non-democratic government. They are not saying that it is best government, but compare अगर हम करते हैं non-democratic and democratic government को, तो always democratic government is better form of government, that is proved. Okay, so here now we will discuss about the important points of democratic government, that it is legitimate government. Now question is arised in your mind that what is meaning of legitimate. So the government which is known as legitimate, that government is chosen legally. It means that it form according to the law, according to the कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. एंड डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट के अंदर गवर्नमेंट कैसे बनती है, वो लॉ क्या है, इट इज़ फॉर्म थ्रू इलेक्शन, बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ इलेक्शंस. इलेक्शन होते हैं, वोटिंग होती है, मेजोरिटी वोट्स जिस पार्टी को मिलते हैं दैट पार्टी फॉर्म गवर्नमेंट. इफ सिंगल पार्टी नॉट गेटिंग मेजोरिटी देन इट इज़ फॉर्मिंग coalition government, but it is chosen legally. So the government which is chosen legally following the procedure which is mentioned in constitution, which is following laws, that government is known as a legitimate government. Okay, it is slow, less efficient and not very responsive or clean. But comparison अगर हम करते हैं नॉन डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट से, सो दैट टाइम इट इज़ प्रूविंग इटसेल्फ बेटर देन नॉन डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट बिकॉज इट इज़ पीपल्स ओन गवर्नमेंट. ओके, here we will discuss one more thing is there, that some common features of democracy and some different features of different democracies. So common features की अगर हम बात करते हैं कि democratic government के common features क्या क्या होते हैं, so they provide rights to its citizens, then they provide they have democratic government has a constitution, then regular elections are held, and one more feature is there that democratic governments are having political parties. ये basic feature होता है, main feature it is that democratic government should have political parties in them. Plus one more feature is there that democratic governments are having independent media as well as जुडिशरी. और डिफरेंट अगर हम देखें डेमोक्रेसीज अलग अलग नेशन जो अपने आप को डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट कहते हैं, तो उनके जो डिफरेंट फीचर्स हैं वो क्या होते हैं, द सोशल इकोनॉमिक एंड कल्चरल कंडीशंस आर मेकिंग देम डिफरेंट फ्रॉम वन अनदर. ओके, नाउ when we are discussing about democracy and its outcome, one thing we need to keep in mind that it is just a form of government. Okay, it is not stating that it is better, it is best form of government, but main thing is there, the outcome, the success, the failure of democracy depend on that in which conditions this government was created and what it is going to be achieved. Now citizens have to take it advantage that they have get democratic government, means power is in their hand and their representatives, so they should take it as advantage and try to achieve their goal, try to make a successful government in their nation. Here one negative aspect of democracy is given that it is not considered as rule of majority. This is given in your book and I am going to explain you that what is meaning of this sentence that democratic government is not considered as rule of majority. So if you will see the condition of nation, your country is there, if you will see that who are in majority and who are in minority, so you will find here that the people who are poor, they are in majority in our nation, and the people who are rich, they are in minority in our nation. And the people who are in majority, they are poor, they don't have money, they don't have power, they don't have resources in their hands, and that is why they are not able to contest elections. Am I right? The people who are in majority, they are not contesting election. And other hand, people who are rich, who have money, who have power, who have resources, these people are able to contest election. And this is the reason it is said that democracy is not considered as rule of majority, because the people who are in majority, they are not able to contest elections, they are not having any right, they are not having any power to take decision or elected as representatives, and that is why this sentence is given here that it is not considered as rule of majority, because the people who are in majority, they don't have power. Okay, now how democratic government is taking decisions, how democratic government is taking decision, that also we will discuss here. So democratic government, one thing I would say that it delays in its decision. Am I right? Whenever it is taking decision, it delay in decision taking. Okay, because people participate in decision making, and at that time what happened, the democracy is based on the idea of deliberation and negotiation, means people discuss, and whatever decision is taken first, that is discussed in parliament, both the houses, long debate is going on, sometime to take some decisions, some committees are formed, and some important issues are discussed there, then voting is going on, and after voting, most accepted decisions are taken, or you can say that whenever any bill is formed a law, at that time majority of the people if give their approval, then that bill will become law. So it is taking democracy cost time, it takes time, but it pays in worth it मतलब कि जब भी डिसीजन लिए जाते हैं हमको एक नेगेटिव पॉइंट होता है उसका कि वो लॉन्ग टाइम लेती है डिस्कशन के अंदर, नेगोटिएशन के अंदर, डिलिब्रेशन के अंदर कंटिन्यूसली डिस्कशन चलता है. सम पीपल आर गेटिंग रेडी, सम आर नॉट गेटिंग रेडी. ओके, बट एट द एंड व्हाट इज कंक्लूजन ये आता है कि जब भी डिसीजन नेगोटिएशन के साथ में लिया जाता है, डिलिब्रेट होकर के लिया जाता है, दीज डिसीजंस आर ऑलवेज टेकन and giving positive effect and giving better outcome than the decisions which are taken quick. Okay, now democracy provides when government follow the procedure, its decisions must be both more acceptable and effective. I told you that जब भी डिसीजन लिए जाते हैं दो इट टेक्स टाइम, लेकिन डिसीजन जो होते हैं वो ज़्यादा एक्सेप्टेबल होते हैं as well as effective होते हैं. Then democracy develop mechanism for citizens to hold the government accountable and take part in decision making. Now one more question, one more word is coming, that is accountable. So what is the meaning of accountable? Accountable, it means that government is responsible as it is chosen by people. So government is responsible as well as answerable to the people. Whichever decision is taken by government, it is answerable to the people for that. Then democracy ensure decision making will be based on norms and procedure, and these norms and procedures can be asked by citizens. It means that common people can ask a question that how the decisions are taken, on what basis decisions are taken, what was the procedure to take the decision. That is also taken by democratic government or followed by the democratic government, that all the decisions are taken based on norms and procedure, because people can have the right, people have right, RTI सुना होगा नाम, right to information. In that people have right that they can ask, they can examine the procedure of decision taking, or you can say whenever decisions are taken they should be based on the norms and procedure, and if citizen want to know the procedure they can ask that how decisions are taken. They can examine the procedure of decision taking, and that is known as transparency. Democracy provide transparency. In transparency people have right to ask how decisions are taken, how the decision taking procedure is followed, and this you can give with the help of example, that is RTI. Okay, one example of transparency is RTI, that is right to information. Now one more thing is here, we will discuss that measurement of democracy as per their outcome. So democracy always following free and fair elections as well as regular elections. You can see that periodically elections are held, sometimes in some nations after 5 years and some nations it is after 6 years. Open public debates on major policies and legislations are done in the media, in print media, as well as in the meetings at the time of campaign, at the time of election also. It is provided to the people to have the open public debates. Then citizens have right to information about government and its functioning, that we have discussed earlier also with the help of RTI and some other procedure. People have right to ask the decision taking of government. Now democracy is seen good in principle, but it is not good in practice. That thing is also given here in your book, that it is seen good in principle but not good in practice. So we know that democracy is the rule of people, for the people, and by the people, and people take part in decision making directly or indirectly, and whenever policies are formed, they are debated in parliament. Before taking decision, always policies decisions are discussed in parliament. They take long time, we have discussed this already, but it is expected uh, that it will be make government less corruptive as well as more attentive to the need of people. कि डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट जो होती है वो मोर अटेंटिव एक्सपेक्ट किया जाता है कि लोगों की जो डिमांड है वो उसको मोर अटेंटिवली एक्सेप्ट करे, अटेंटिवली उसको ध्यान दे उसके. बट एक्चुअली दिस नॉट हैपन. मोस्टली व्हाट हैपन, democratic government start getting frustrated to the need of people, okay, and they ignore the demand of people, and they become corrupt also. We cannot say that democratic government is not corrupt, is corruption free government, okay, but अगर हम मेजर करेंगे तो नॉन डेमोक्रेटिक और डेमोक्रेटिक के अंदर नॉन डेमोक्रेटिक ज़्यादा करप्ट गवर्नमेंट है. लीडर्स डेमोक्रेटिक के भी करप्ट होते हैं, नॉन डेमोक्रेटिक के भी करप्ट होते हैं. वाई? इन नॉन डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट लीडर्स आर trying to make money, and in that time they for that they become corrupted, okay. So what can we expect from the government, means what people expect from the government, that we will discuss in the coming video, coming portion. Till that time, bye, see.